Okay, this is Rick Tobin of Premier Hotel Realty, and we're talking about hotel happenings, and it is February 19th, 2021. The world is an interesting place right now, and I've been talking to a guy named Rocky Bahkta from World Insurance, who is a insurance professional, but has a little bit of experience that he'll tell you about in the hotel field. So let me introduce you to Rocky. Rocky, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
So good morning, Rick. Thanks for bringing me in here and giving me the opportunity to speak. So my name is Rocky Bahkta. I'm the Regional Vice President for World Insurance. I oversee World's hospitality division and related real estate, predominantly hotels, motels across the country and their insurance portfolio. Primary role for my colleagues here who are account managers, they handle our clientele's insurance portfolio, and they're all hotel owners. As of today, we are probably a little north of 800 hotels that we insure across the country.
800 hotels, you said? Wow.
That's correct.
Okay, only in the US, or do you get out of the US?
Just the U.S. Our clienteles are based in all states, from Northeast region to all the way California.
Okay, interesting. So when I was talking to you and some people from your company, they were telling me a little bit about the different types of policies that you guys have. So when you say hotel insurance, that's pretty broad, right?
It is. In my division, we manage P&C, property and casualty, so your general liability, property, workers' compensation, umbrella, excess casualty, EPLI, employment practice liability, fiduciary liability, crime, including guest properties, safe vault, so on and so forth. So all property casualty policies in my division we manage.
So what about, nowadays cyber insurance and people are working at home. You got employees with laptops and going online. Do you guys get involved in that as well?
Absolutely. And a lot of franchisor, they require cyber insurance. For example, your Hiltons, Marriott's, Best Westerns, they require on the contract, you have to have cyber policies.
And what I heard from somebody in your company, they were talking about bed bug insurance. I didn't know you could insure. You insure against bed bugs? How's that work?
Yes, absolutely. We insure bed bugs. Our proprietary GL forms doesn't exclude coverage for bed bugs or any other pests.
Okay, so we were talking, and nowadays everybody's all over the country. You're dealing with 800 hotels. I'm here in South Florida. It's about 80 degrees, and you were telling me outside your window it's snowing. So we're seeing that the world is different. The hotels are different. The impact of this whole pandemic is impacting different types of properties different. Are you seeing some hotels doing well and some hotels doing terrible? What do you attribute those things to?
Well, it's a challenging situation for all the business, majority of the business across the country and the world, without any doubt. But hotel industry hit the heaviest hit back in March, April, May last year, and it's not as as time goes, it's getting better, but it's still not the pre-COVID time, the way people used to do business. I mean, it's for every industry, and hospitality is on the hospitality and restaurants on the same page. So it varies with respect to our clients. I mean, clients who are close to downtown or major city area, they're struggling because their revenue is tied to people coming abroad all the time and other business travel, but that's down. People are using Zoom call like me and you instead of going through face-to-face meetings. So the conferences are down, business travel is down. And the hotels who business structure is tied to downtown in the metro area, they're struggling. It's it's getting a little better than last March, April, May. But again, it's going to take a long time. I hope not. But after the vaccine, hopefully we'll see some uptick in travel in downtown or metro area. Business should come back for those hotels. But that's the main challenge our clients facing who are based in those areas. Then you have vacation or coastal area who are mostly tied to summertime travel. That's last summer it was okay, not as bad as we anticipated. When COVID hit, it was okay. I mean, they did okay in during summer vacation travel, but wintertime obviously it's not there anymore. And then you have traveling hotels, like hotels or motels. Those are on the highway. They're surviving. It's a bad situation for everybody, not only one but any particular hotels, or for everybody. But traveling, the blue collar travel is okay. I mean, there people are traveling in the highway, whether it's your FedEx delivery or Amazon delivery or any other sort of that kind of nature business. That's ongoing.
So Rocky, I love talking to you because it gives me the big picture perspective. And I'm down here in South Florida, and it's funny when you talk to me about the summer travel, because here winter is our big season, because right now, it's in the 70-degree range here. And I'm talking to people all over the country that can't wait to get here. They're really missing their vacation, especially the people from Europe, from out of the country that can't get in and out of our country easily. The Canadians are having a tough time if they have to go back and isolate. But people are coming down here and staying for a long time. So we have a different market, and I see that each Orlando is a totally different market. Those big hotels survived on all for years on the meeting business, which is
Correct.
virtually non-existent now. So if you had 1,000 rooms to rent for a meeting hotel, you're really having to figure out how to get business in a different way. Down here in South Florida, we have about 35 hotels in my 2-mile community. I'm in a small town outside of Fort Lauderdale, but people are coming down here. Our restaurants can serve outside, so that's a big difference from a lot of the world. But to talk to you and to hear what's going on, and to hear, for instance, the roadway hotels are doing well, I guess, because truckers still have to move. People are driving, they're stopping at hotels, and we're noticing a trend that I'll ask you about. The exterior corridors that were so out of favor not too long ago are all of a sudden coming back into favor right now. Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah, that's a great point, and you're right. The larger hotels, of course, the hotels with 400, 500, 600 rooms, they're struggling a lot because of corporate travels is not there anymore because of Zoom call. But the smaller one and the exterior corridors, yes, they're actually doing okay, and people don't want to travel via elevator and go to a 10th floor or 12th floor, and then interacting with a lot of people, moving people. Versus now, if you have exterior corridor, hey, you can just walk in and walk out without having to face any larger crowds. So that's you're right. The exterior corridor motels with good Google review or online review, they're doing okay.
Good. So it depends on even the restaurants I see in my area. Chick-fil-A has lines down the street, but they're set up for pickup and drive-through service. So they're going to do well, and the high-end steakhouse that can't deliver that experience sometimes so easily, or has to be change their protocols. They're if they can't figure out how to deliver that food and that experience at that price point, you know, we're seeing those fall by the wayside. But you're also one of the bellwethers of the industry, because as times get tough for hotels, you know, one of the big things that they have to maintain is insurance. And pricing, is that changing? Have you seen that go up, go down, or what, how's that being affected by what's going on now?
Well, before the pandemic, the property casualty insurance industry had the hard market that we faced 2.5 years ago, and that's been there, and rates are going up across the board, especially on cat exposed areas like Florida's or tier 1 areas from all the Texas Gulf Coast to all the way North Carolinas. So we have seen rates are really high, 20-30% increase, but there are capacity in the market. So we for all of our clients, we are making sure they're getting the correct, better terms, the best terms and condition out there that we can offer in the marketplace. And for all lines, for whether it's property, whether it's liability, umbrella, or any other management line, cyber, crime, EPLI, so on and so forth.
So Rocky, one of the things in my industry, and I'm guessing in yours, is it's hard not to be commoditized. And people look at realtors, and in Florida here, I think every third person, maybe every second person has a real estate license. I sell hotels, and I specialize in that. I actually get hired by a lot of realtors that have licenses and own their property, but those are some of my best clients because they recognize what we do in the specialty. And in your line of work as well, there's a zillion people that have insurance licenses, but I know from my experience, somebody's crazy to go to their sister or their cousin who's, I won't pick out any professions in particular, but who's a school teacher by day, or, you know, does some other job. You wouldn't want to give them your hotel to sell, because you're going to end up ruining every Thanksgiving for the rest of their lives, in your life. But the same thing with hotels. I mean, you've done 800, your company does 800 hotels, you know the industry, you're dealing with that all the time. It's not like you're going to the guy on the corner insurance office whose next hotel is going to be his first. Do you see, do you look at policies? Do you look at coverages? Do you see that people have, you know, the wrong type of coverage, or is that something that you do?
Absolutely. We do our due diligence for each new prospects or any referrals we received. We go through their existing policies, and the difference between your small regional shop versus us is we live and breathe in hotels, the risk management. I mean, we know what clients need, and we provide them exact tailor-made solutions. So, for example, exterior corridor, you brought that up. If you're going through a local broker or regional carrier, many of the time they will exclude assault, battery, abuse, molestation, firearms, and all that. And we have seen policies where clients say, "Hey, I'm paying 10 grand, 12 grand. I'm good. I don't need to do anything with it, but I'm just putting that number out there."
Right. Of course, every property.
As an example. Yeah, but what are you getting? I mean, after pandemic, believe it or not, a crisis always brings in an opportunity, as they say. After pandemic, I think clients, especially in hospitality and restaurant industry, they are trying to get educated more on their risk. That, hey, here's the insurance policy I'm buying. Here are my business risks. How do I protect that? And what kind of coverage I'm getting? Just because I'm paying X amount of money, what's exactly it's covering? So they're getting more and more educated, and our job is to guide those clients on coverages. Like, hey, Mr. Client or Miss Client, well, I know you have a great relationship with your current broker, but you don't have bed bug coverage. If there's a bed bug claim, it could be vague claim, garbage claim, but just get an attorney and defend the lawsuit or go through the paperwork is going to cost you 10 to 20 grand easily. So what are you saving? Same thing with the assault battery. I mean, many now, especially on the hard insurance market, carriers are giving less coverage or sublimiting assault battery limit to, like, let's say $100,000 or $200,000. But we are going towards to our niche carrier who can address that solution and give full coverage car back, and no exclusion or sublimit for assault and battery, abuse and molestation under the GL coverage form. So these are the things we're pointing out to our clients and making sure they understand the risk, and they understand the pricing, and they understand what they're buying.
So if somebody deals with World Insurance though, and okay, so first they write the check for the policies, or policies, but so what happens if they have a claim? Are you guys there for them, or they just deal with the company's adjuster? How does that look?
That's a great question. So we have a dedicated claims team who handles only hotels claims.
Really?
Yes. Okay. And they're specialized in hospitality claims. That's all they do all day long. They assist our client and they guide our client manage through their claims. And they're specialized for only hotels and motels claims. So that's the differentiator between your local broker versus World Insurance, that hey, Mr. or Miss Klein, we will be with you when you need us the most, which is in terms of claim. So as an example, last week, I had a client who had small short circuit in a hotel down in Mississippi. And he called me in the evening and hey, I have an situation. What do I do? I'm like, hey, look, no worries, Mr. Patel. I will have our dedicated claims team reach out to you and the carrier right away and make sure that somebody goes to your property either by tomorrow or the day after the latest. And that's exactly, and he was stunned. It was like, wow, I never had this kind of experience in my prior broker. I always call the carrier, waited for their response, and waited for them to assign an adjuster. And then it took like a couple of weeks sometimes. I'm like, no, that's not the way we operate here.
So World Insurance
to help you out for your claims.
World Insurance, I know your division, you handle the hotels. Does your company also do, somebody's got a hotel, they've got a house, they've got cars, they've got, all kinds of other assets that they need insurance for? Do you do any of that, or what?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, World Insurance is now top 50 private brokers, privately held brokers in the U.S. We are full service brokerage for any lines, so whether it's commercial lines, personal lines, health and benefit, 401k. So we do it all. So if our client has other types of businesses and other types of exposure, we can definitely assist them.
So employee benefits, you do that as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
that's correct.
And liquor stores, gas stations,
Yeah.
homes, cars, you can do that.
All
Okay.
kinds of commercial insurance, right?
Excellent. So
everything.
if you had to pull out the crystal ball and see where we're going to be at the end of this year, the end of this scenario, you have any thoughts on that? I'm not holding it to you. We're not fortune tellers, but love to get your thoughts on that.
Well, I hope, like everybody else, that we will have some kind of normalcy after everybody gets vaccinated. Making hopefully government takes more actions and sends all the vaccines to every corner of the country to everybody, and then we can see some kind of normalcy back. Hopefully as soon as possible. I mean, and if you ask me, I mean, I can't wait to go to vacation. I used to go to vacation every year with my little ones, but this year and last year, I'm sorry, was challenging. Obviously, we couldn't go anywhere. But I mean, would love to go out for vacations and go out there, visit places. I mean, that's other people's same exact mentality. So hopefully once we get the vaccinations done, then we'll have some kind of normalcy, hoping this year, sometime in the middle.
Well, if you have the Weather Channel, take a look at it. Florida is nice and warm. You can come by car, and our hotels here certainly, certainly, you know, at least some of them have plenty of room. So we hope that people will consider South Florida, but obviously we just want to see the world and the industry return to normal before too long.
Likewise, Rick. That's what we are hoping for.
So Rocky, if somebody wants to get a hold of you and chat about insurance issues or have their policies looked at, or maybe they're buying something or just want to get a new policy, how do they get in touch with you? And we'll put this in the comments. But
Sure, you can
well.
reach out to me via email or phone call or Zoom call. I'm accessible anytime, including the weekends. I'd love to talk to people and go through their insurance coverages and policies and their risk mitigation stuff. So anytime.
There you have it, everybody. You have a guy who likes to, for pleasure reading, read insurance policies. So
yeah.
Rocky,
Bring it on. That's what we do. We review coverage. We review policies of our clients and prospects. So we do it all day long. We don't get bored.
So there you go. And you know, from my point of view, I'm selling hotels. We got a lot of buyers looking. A lot of people are looking to steal properties right now, which is not happening. The market, people are not getting pressured so much by lenders. That may happen later. But we're seeing a lot of buyers out there, and we think that there's going to be some sellers that are reconsidering or maybe getting rid of assets that don't fit their portfolio now, or maybe just it's time to get out of the industry. So we'd love to talk to you. I'm Rick Tobin, Premier Hotel Realty. And we're both looking for people to talk to in the industry that we can help. And we see this as a challenging time for a lot of people. A lot of people are figuring out how to get through it well. And certainly health is your first concern. But that's so with that, then you start looking at the other issues like your insurance coverage. And frankly, you know what, for every dollar that you save, depending on the cap rate, could be $16 in value to your property. So from my point of view, I want to see hotel owners get the best and the most needed coverage at the best value. And we want them to understand and know what they have so that they're not surprised when they have a claim, because it's one thing writing the check when you get the policy. It's another thing when you have a claim and if you deal with the wrong guy and he says, you know, hey, you know, that's not covered under your policy. So you want to know and deal with somebody like Rocky's company that sells to 800 hotels and knows, you know, has seen a lot of claims probably over the years too, knows what kind of insurance is important to people. So that's it. Anything else you'd like to add, Rocky?
No, thank you, Rick. I appreciate your time, and hopefully we can assist our hoteliers. And I know it's a challenging time for them, but hey, we are here for them to assist them and guide them.
Okay, wonderful. So that's all I have. So we'll see you around town. Rick Tobin, Premier Hotel Realty, and Rocky Bahkta from World Insurance. Take care.
Ciao. Thank you. Take care, Rick.
And